Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hamilton, and today we're going to be going through a beautiful new exchange that I think you guys should be checking out, and it's called Ashbourne. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but I have been in the space for a very long time, and trading has been a massive part of that. So let me just walk you through this exchange and explain really why it is probably one of the best on the market right now. Let's dive into this. Okay, so let's jump into this. We can see this is the standard landing page. We will get into the user interface in a minute because it is beautiful and there's many different things you can do on there, of course. But yeah, you can find this in the description. Let's just go through the landing page real quick here. Pretty much, yeah, everything you'd expect here. Data protection, privacy protection, triple layer asset protection, which is fantastic. Okay, obviously you can trade crypto on here. And yeah, it's a really nice looking landing page, I would say. Security of a Swiss bank. All right, so they're listed on the Swiss Stock Exchange and they're regulated by FINMA. FINMA is essentially like the SEC of Switzerland. So yeah, that much compliance is fantastic when you are coming to a new exchange. It just lowers the probability of a hack or any kind of security breach because they have been vetted by governments. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much that for the landing page. We can see here the 3 steps: register, deposit, trade. Pretty standard stuff coming through. And now let's jump in to the UI. Okay, so let's jump into the user interface here. All right, we can see a search bar at the top if we did want to search anything. So for example, BTC, it would come up automatically and you can pick that. You could also pick which currency you would like to trade BTC with. So if you want to trade it with GBP or say Canadian dollar, you could do that. Okay, but also what's great about this exchange, guys, is the fact that you can trade not just crypto, but pretty much anything else as well. And seeing exchanges kind of cater to traders across multiple industries is fantastic. Okay, obviously these guys are regulated as well, so you know you're buying real stocks, you know you're buying real forex currencies with this stuff because they are regulated by FINMA. So that is fantastic. And yeah, we can also see a little bit of data here. So the spread roughly on where you can buy it and sell it, which is fantastic. We also have 24-hour price movements on the right-hand side here for these little tabs. So you can kind of get a grip of how much an asset's moving. And if something, say, looks like it's moved 10%, maybe it's going to be more volatile when you want to trade it, right? Just for example. You can also set them as favorites as well and really get your own list going for which symbols really makes sense to you and which ones you like to trade. Okay, so that's pretty much the left-hand side. In the middle, we do have this chart here. So that's pretty much the left-hand side. In the middle here, we do have the beautiful chart. You can draw in it. Okay, I've been testing this myself. Beautiful stuff here, drawing in a little support line to the diagonal side. But what's important here is taking a trade. So let's just jump into that right now. So this interface is very similar to what you've seen in other exchanges. Okay, you've got your buying, you've got your selling. Buying an asset is very simple. Okay, you just type in how much you would like to buy with. For example, I want to buy 1 Bitcoin, so I type in, say, 62K, okay? And then you can set your take profits, you can set your stop loss. But what's good about this is you have a few options here in how you would like that to be displayed. And that's really good for user preference here. So if we wanted to say, just show me how much Bitcoin would need to move if I want to make, say, $1,000, okay? We can type that in, and obviously we need that on currency. And then at the bottom here, it will show you potential profit, $1,000, and a 1.6% movement from where it is right now if we were to buy it. Okay, that's fantastic. We can also do a percentage move here where that would be 1%, as you can see, and then rate would be essentially where Bitcoin's price is for the take profit. So if we wanted to take profit at, say, $70,000, we can see that it would be a 14% move, 8K profit from where we are right now. Fantastic stuff if we were to buy 1 Bitcoin, right? Stop losses, if you don't know what stop loss is, essentially what it means is when a price gets to a certain point negatively on your trade, then yeah, I mean, it would close the trade for you automatically. Now this stops the amount you lose, okay? Hence the name stop loss. So if we did say, hey, Bitcoin, if you do get down to say, yeah, let's just say 54K, just below the local low here, right? 54K. If we did lose 54K here, then it would automatically close my trade and limit my loss at maximum of 7K, 12% movement, right? So that's that pretty much in a nutshell. I would highly advise you do actually have these set up So that way you're not having to manage your trade all of the time, and you can actually have a plan set up. So let's just say 70K as a take profit, and then a stop loss at 54K there, right? So good stuff going on. Oh no, we have to get that rate. There we go. So let's just say 70K here, and obviously make sure it's on rate. And then you can see here 54K, so 14% potential profit, and then 12% potential loss. And making sure you have good risk reward here is always something that's beneficial if you are a trader, of course, right? So that's buying. Selling, on the other hand, you may not understand this if you are a completely new trader. If you are a professional trader or an experienced trader, then you'll know what shorting is. And allow me to explain this here for the beginners. So shorting is essentially, let's just say, for example here, right, if we wanted to short one Bitcoin here, what we would do here, and pay attention to this because it's quite complicated, but if you don't get it, it's very simple, right? Red just means sell, and you can make money when it goes down. Buy is obviously green, and yeah, I mean, you make money when it goes up. But just so you understand it, it's essentially where you would borrow an asset from an exchange, you would then sell that asset on the exchange, okay, and then you would buy it back at a lower price before giving it back to the exchange. And then the money you've made, the increment that the price has gone down, essentially means that you would keep the profit there. But if you don't understand that, don't worry. Of course, it's quite a difficult concept to grasp. And at the end of the day, red just means sell, okay, and you can make money like this, right? So if we did want to have our take profit 52K here, then yeah, I mean, you would make, say, 8K here towards the downside. So exactly the same as the buying, okay? It's just slightly different. And yeah, the back end of it is slightly different, of course. But it's good to have this as an option. This way, you can make money if Bitcoin goes up or down. And at the bottom here, obviously, you can see open orders. So open orders will just show you which trades you're in. Okay, we have pending orders, so this would be limit orders, and I'll briefly explain what a limit order is for you guys. So if we go over here to the right-hand side, we can see pending, and this would essentially mean you can set a limit order. Now, there's 4 types of limit orders here. A buy limit is very, very simple. If we have a limit order at, say, 60K here, then yeah, I mean, you would just buy Bitcoin once it gets to that price. If you have a sell limit, okay, you would essentially short Bitcoin when it gets to a certain price as well, right? One thing about buying and selling limit is obviously if you're buying, you need to be above the price when you set the order, and if you are selling, you need to be below the price when you set the order, right? So essentially, yeah, the price of Bitcoin needs to be below the price you want to set as your sell limit. So if we wanted to set a sell at 65K, we could do that here, and then we would just wait for Bitcoin to come up and fill that order as the sell. Now, buy stops and sell stops are essentially the opposites of that. So a buy stop would be if Bitcoin wants to go up above a certain level, it would then trigger a buy order, okay? A sell stop would be if Bitcoin goes below a certain level, would be if Bitcoin goes below a certain level, then it would trigger a sell or a short, right? And that's pretty simple to get your head around, but if you didn't get it, feel free to go back and watch it again, okay? Because yeah, it can be a weird concept with buying and selling, but in short, as I just said, right, if you want to buy, the green button. If you want to sell, it's the red button, and then you just set your take profits and stop losses, and you will just see how much money you can make or how much you can potentially limit your loss at. All right. And then the last thing here is obviously closed orders. Once you've closed a position, you'll be able to see that here. You'll be able to see your profit and loss. If I do just move my camera over here, right, you can see profit and loss there. So yeah, good stuff coming through. And that is pretty much the user interface. So in summary, this is a fantastic exchange. I really like the UI. But another thing to talk about here real quick is that they are actually in the news here. StreetInsider.com as well as Barchart have both done articles on them recently, and these guys are typically areas where you want to go for financial news anyway. So to see these guys actually on these sites is just another tick box for criteria for this beautiful exchange, right? So yeah, again, in summary, you can trade so many different assets, all right? There's another feature here that I haven't really talked about, but if you are a professional trader here, guys, you can actually set an expiry for your trade orders, which is fantastic, okay? So yeah, if we don't find that limit order by a certain date, you can have that trade expire, and therefore, just increase your planning into the future when you are trading. So great stuff there, and that's pretty much going to be it for this video. So be sure to drop a like on it. Link to this exchange can be found in the description. Be sure to check it out. Okay, be sure to drop a like on the video, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on this, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Thank you.